Chapter 4, Moonlight, Monday the 9th of October, 2034. C-E-A-N-A? I thought it was spelled like K-E-N-N-A. Kathy smiled. Wait until you see how Dracula is spelled. I searched up Irish vampire and found the spelling. Don't think I'll ever be able to learn any Gaelic language. Skye saved the contact. She was surprised, and a little impressed, that someone who predated the invention of glasses owned a phone. Kenna's arrival had rounded the vampire population to a neat 100. A liter of blood a day for each, 7 a week, equivalent to 140 human bodies. Luckily, those weren't actual bodies. This week, it was just Skye doing deliveries, so it would be a long night's work. Music, caffeine, and drop-off, addresses ready. She headed off. First stop was marked, the tattoo parlor Dominic worked at. Tattooing for vampires had to be done with silver needles or else they'd heal before the ink even settled in. That added an extra sting to the process. Not that it deterred Dominic, though. He had a fresh blackwork piece on his neck since he was turned. He met her at the back door. Hiya. Good show on Friday. You look raw. Thanks. She offered the box. Dominic scratched the back of his neck before he took the box from her hands. I'm giving Fishface a tattoo tomorrow night. Nixie's getting a tattoo? Of what? Anything. We just want to see if it stays after he turns into water, Dominic answered with a toothy grin. Skye smiled, shaking her head. There's no iron in tattoo ink, is there? No, it's all good. Don't worry. They said goodbye, and Skye returned to her deliveries. The midpoint of the deliveries was at a flat located on top of a jazz lounge named Opaque. Emnilda and a Dynamis Sunborn stayed there. According to Kathy, Emnilda had fled Poland 2 months ago after the local enforcer killed her sire and tried to do the same to her. She had dark olive skin, suggesting that her family may have immigrated to Poland. The Sunborn opened the door almost immediately after Skye knocked. Tonight, her wavy black hair was tied into a high ponytail, which sharpened her face. She had a pronounced jawline, high cheekbones, and thick brows, giving her an otherworldly type of beauty. Hi, Neon Black. Emnilda's honey-colored eyes sparkled. I liked your performance on Friday. Oh, you were there? Blush isn't my usual scene. I didn't stay long. Emnilda took the delivery. I performed downstairs. You should come watch. Support a fellow performer. That piqued Skye's interest. That sounds nice, actually. I've not been to a pig in a while. Emnilda smiled, showing the pointed tips of her canines. I'll see you there sometime, then. Yeah, we'll be good. We'll chat soon. Skye headed back down to the van and left for her next delivery at the graveyard. Bastet sat waiting by the oak tree. This time her tail was wrapped neatly around her paws, making her look like one of the statues of her namesake. Hello, Divine Protector, Skye greeted as she set down the box. Bastet meowed in approval. Yes, I've done my research. Did you pick the name? Bastet dipped her head in a nod. Do you protect the graveyard? The cat purred. Skye's instinct was to offer a hand, but this was not actually a cat. She wasn't going to insult Bastet by treating her as one. Nice. Skye stepped back into a playful bow. See you next week, your ladyship. Bastet hopped onto the box and puffed her chest out in pride. Skye could swear she saw a smile on the cat's mouth. Skye's deliveries went on into the early hours of the morning. Second last on the list was the red bloodsucker herself. She stayed on the outskirts of the city in a dingy flat built in the noughties. Skye put on some faux bravado before she exited the van and approached Kenna's flat. The door opened before Skye reached it. The vampire's eyes glowed more than Skye remembered. That's a decay thing, right? Hello, Kana. Skye held up the box. Here's your first delivery. Kana took the box and lazily pushed it onto the counter. Thank you. Skye hesitated. She felt that she needed to say something more. You adjusting? Kana's thin brow lifted. Skye clarified. Are you settling in? A faint, ghostly grin lifted onto Kana's lips. You should go. It's nearly 3. Oh, yeah, of course. Kana nodded before abruptly shutting the door. All right. Suppose I could have gone worse. Now the last delivery of the night, Benny. He was a short drive from Kana, but Skye's eyelids were growing heavy on the dark road. She turned on the van's semi-cruise control on the highway. She usually didn't like the self-driving features vehicles had, but this setting was useful for this dull stretch of deliveries. Benny's cabin was dark and quiet, as always. Skye quickly deposited the package at the gate and returned to the warm van. But when she tried to revive the car, it did nothing. A red message blinked on the dash. Battery at 5%. Plug in to make sure you'll make your return trip. What? After its use, the van should have been charging, so this shouldn't be possible. Unless those 2 recruits didn't plug the van back in, leaving it to run its temperature system the whole week. In Skye's sleepy state, she must have not noticed the red warning on the screen earlier on. Still, 5% would be enough to at least get to the edge of the city, but nothing she tapped was overriding the setting. Shit, stupid thing. The van then talked through its speakers. Battery at 5%, said its sickly sweet AI. Mine too, you wanker, Skye grumbled. She gave up and grabbed her purse. Please charge so that you can make your return trip. She dug out her phone to text Kathy. Battery dead. I need... The door flung open. Skye bit her tongue to contain a scream. There, with an arm over the driver's door, stood a broad-shouldered man. Despite the chill, he wore only torn jeans and a sleeveless top. The moonlight reflected off his coarse skin. He smelled like something between mold and a stable. Fuck, why didn't I lock the door? Without looking, she sent the half-written text to Kathy. The man violently snatched the phone from her and threw it into the bushes. She cursed herself for not bringing the silver spray Kathy had given her on her first night. Benny's lips pulled back to reveal crooked teeth, including 2 elongated canines. His eyes also shone, and his ears tapered into sharp points. Skye had yet to see a vampire fully flaunt their decay like this. His voice was gruff. You came later than usual. Yeah, I'm sorry, Skye said stiffly. Benny peered into the car, looking at the message on the dash. Wish I could help. I don't have electricity. That's okay. The vampire rubbed his unkempt beard, as if thinking. She could tell by the focus in his gaze that he wasn't deliberating anything. Why don't you come inside? I'd rather stay here. It's warmer. Benny reached over to unclick Skye's seatbelt. She tried to fight his arm back, only to have her wrist clamped in a bone-breaking grip. He plucked her out of the vehicle. She heard her phone ring as he dragged her away. Benny used his free arm to pick up the box. He kicked the gate open, the metal clattering, and tugged her along into the dark cabin. The smell hit her, smothering her. Why are you... Skye stammered as she tried to thread together a question. I don't often have guests. Kathy would rather... Benny barked a laugh. That a dynamis cunt? She's useless. These bags are shite. Damn the expiry. Benny flung Skye into her grimy couch. She swore she heard the scampering of a rodent above. Part of her felt relieved that it was too dark for her to see just how repulsive this place was. Benny tore the top of the box off and started to unpack the blood bags into a fridge. The white light was blinding. Guess he has electricity after all. She pulled the scarf over her nose to try to breathe through the stench. So, I'm a guest to you? Benny shut the fridge. Been wanting to have one of yous over. Why? I can help you. Skye dug her fingernails into her scarf. She had to hope that Kathy was on her way. I just got to buy time. What do you mean by help me? You shouldn't be an Adinamos. Benny stepped over to sit on a wooden stool. In the shadows, his glowing eyes was all Skye could make out. Why are you working to become one of those? And an enchanter Adinamos of all things. Enchanter's only good at stealing and lying. I have reasons. Benny made a noise akin to a growl. Tell me, then. Skye had to tell him something, but it needn't be the truth. I don't want to grow weak and die, so when I got offered the job, I took it. That's it? That's all? Benny eyed her. Most young people don't think about that. Youth makes you better at running, but death can still catch up to you. Benny spat on the ground. Stop being a smart bitch and talk normal. Keep you cool. My dad died young, so I've been thinking of death my whole life. Being ethereal is no promise of immortality. You can still die. Benny's gleaming eyes narrowed. Especially if you're an Adinamos worm. You shouldn't be working for that Kathy. She treats me well. Benny guffawed. I'm sure she tucks you in at night, gives you a wet kiss on the forehead. But she's no good as a master. Skye frowned. She isn't my master, she's my mentor. Familiars call their to-be sires masters. See, she doesn't teach you anything. And you'll become some 20th generation Adinamos bitch. She's actually a 14th You have one chance to become immortal. Don't choose a fucked deal from the start. Skye surprised herself when his words gave her pause. Benny seemed to notice that. He leaned forward and smiled, his fangs shone with spit. I can give you a better deal. I don't think we'd be a match in terms of familiar, and Skye didn't want to use the term master. It made her feel sicker than the odor of this place. You won't be a familiar. Familiars are for vampires who can't wipe their own asses. I can turn you tonight. In 2 weeks you'll be up and running. Then I'll teach you. Why would you do that? I'm tired of Adinamos slugs. He pointed a finger at Skye. You're a smartass, sure. You need to get that knocked out of you. But you're no slug. You don't know anything about me. Skye doubted that he even knew her name. Benny bristled. I can tell. She was certain, then, that he didn't care who she was. She happened to be here, and that seemed reason enough for him to pick her. He'd strike her into whatever shape he wanted her to take. Fear and cold was making her shiver. She buried her face further into the scarf and forced herself to take a deep breath. She had to keep her nerve, but she also had to be careful. What would you teach me? How to be a lupine. We're pack creatures. We work differently to the others. Got our own rights, laws. Lupine. Skye surmised that you could transform into a wolf. Is it only you, currently, as a lupine? Are you lonely? Was what she was asking. He sneered. There are others. Turned on me. I'm sorry. He stood up, a looming shadow. I don't need pity. It's admiration, not pity, she corrected before she knew what she was saying. When she saw him hesitate, she spoke, calmer. You want to rebuild what you had. That's admirable. Benny's shoulders relaxed, even if just marginally. You get it. You're getting it. He stepped closer, blotting out the moonlight from the single window. It was as if the darkness followed him. I think this is rushed, though, Skye said. Please let me think a bit more, learn a bit more. Got an eternity to learn after you wake up. If that's so, then what's a couple more days to mull it over? Benny was silent for a while. Skye wished she could see his expression to get any inkling of whether her bargaining was working. His posture stiffened, and she felt her heart sink. You're toying with me. Then his head jerked to the side. He snarled and rushed to the front door, shoving it open. Skye had a car come to a stop on the dirt road. No fucking way, Benny muttered. He almost sounded scared, but that quickly turned into anger. He stormed out, spitting Scottish Gaelic. Cathy? Skye wondered. But surely that wasn't possible, not so soon. Skye bolted to the doorway. She spotted a figure that was too short and skinny to be Cathy, and those green eyes. Kenna. The Durag Dua's cheeks were hollowed out, and she was bearing a set of large fangs. Benny had become hunched, his pale skin growing dark fur. He yanked his shirt off and propelled himself into a four-legged sprint, transforming into a large wolf. He neared the enchanter, growling, teeth ready to bite. And then he yelped in agony, falling to the ground, violently writhing. His cries filled the night. Those eyes stared without direction, horrified. Kenna idly swanted over to Benny. She stepped on his head, looking down at him. Did you hurt her? She asked. An animalistic whine came from Benny's jaws, managing to pronounce a barely understandable answer.
No.
Would you like me to kill you?
No.
Kenna took a step back. She gestured for Skye to come over. Skye did so. Kenna ordered Benny get back into the cabin and stay there. You mutt. She released him from whatever held him. He raced into the cabin, his tail tucked away and ears flat. Skye watched the darkness within the cabin door, as if he may launch out of it again. The opening of a car door broke Skye's fixation. Kenna stood by a red hatchback. She lowered herself into the driver's seat. Wait, my phone! Skye hurriedly searched the nearby bushes. It was so dark, though. Kenna stepped over beside Skye. The enchanter quickly located the device, picking it up and holding it out for Skye. The screen protector was shattered, but it seemed otherwise fine. Here. Skye sighed in relief as she took it. Her fingers brushed over Kenna's, the cold of the vampire skin feeling like a sting. Thank you. The pair headed to the car. Kenna started it and drove off. Even as Skye warmed herself up, her shaking worsened. The reality of how close she'd come to being turned was hitting her. You'll show me the way to your home? Kenna asked. Yeah, of course, Skye murmured. How did you know I needed help? Kenna answered flatly. Cathy called. She sounded panicked about Benny, so I said I'd go find you. Thank you. Skye's eyes drifted to the car's sunburned dash, the tinkling beads that hung over the rearview mirror, and then a Disney-themed blanket strewn over the back seat. This isn't your car. Kenna nearly smiled. My neighbor's. How'd you get the keys? Kenna shook her head. Cathy keeps you idealistic about this life. It's irresponsible. Skye wasn't sure how to respond to that. She decided it was better not to say anything. She slung her arms over herself and stared at the road outside, the amorphous tree line giving way to the lights and brick of the city. She muttered directions until they got to a complex. Once there, Skye said thanks to Kenna one more time before exiting. She walked with quickening footsteps. The memory of Benny's stench followed her. Once inside, she locked the door and broke into tears. She breathed herself out of a panic attack. I'm not going to get a wink of sleep.